What is good, boys? It is your boy Quackers TV here, your local friendly neighbourhood quack dealer himself. Remember, snitches get stitches. It is the Pulis project, and we all know what that means. With the Pulis project comes drama, and believe me when I say this one's going to get very, very dramatic. As you can see in the top right, just thought before the transfer window ends, I'd let you see what business got done. There may be some surprises, there may be some signings here you haven't seen yet. Who knows? As I promised though, every player below 6 foot out the door. Not acceptable. Even Josh Timon. But. I don't know where I'm going with this. Cardiff versus Stoke. Believe me when I say you want to watch the end of this episode, because there's a big shock in store for Quacky Robinson. Cardiff come forward early though and show some actual pressure. Kiefer Moore, I know a lot of you are probably wondering. Kiefer Moore is massive and he literally shithoused Wales through the group stages. He also tore his ACL on this, so unfortunately Kiefer Moore's not an option. Stoke though, we came forward early. Unfortunately, just like girls, when you come early, it's always a bit of a disappointment. We prefer to last long, show our endurance, and then at just the right moment, when we've got them all teased and ready, that's when we burst. Just like now, James McLean, that's why I never play you, you shit prick. Tyrese, the fancy Dan himself, Campbell though, wins us a free kick in a beautiful area. Sam Kalukas, showing exactly why no one likes him, especially not Blem. A pretty terrible set piece, as expected from Stoke, who, to be honest, they've never really been a threat from set pieces. I'm doing my best to work with them. Don't worry, they'll get there. Big Norton though turns his man beautifully for the youngster, but couldn't quite apply the finishing touches. Cardiff though, the Bluebirds finally starting to sing. Bruno Martins made a beautiful tackle there. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever been less scared of scoring. Christian Fuchs wins the ball back beautifully. Suter plays a peach of a pass. And Tyrese Campbell, the fancy Dan, epitomising what Stoke are all about. We scrap, we fight, we don't give up until the last second. He elbows his man in the face. He hits the other one straight in the ball sack. And then fires home with aplomb. Tyrese, the fancy Dan Campbell. I never doubted him. I can't believe some of you said, oh Quackers, he's terrible, oh Quackers, he's too posh, he's too fancy for your team, he'll never work. Fancy Danery plus shithousery equals dubs. As you could see from Tyrese's fight there, the fancy Dan himself, he's starting to adapt. So do we though. Suter off, Sam Vokes on. We needed a better defender on the pitch. Suter just not cut out for defending, to be honest. Sam Vokes, he'll get it done. As you can see, I definitely didn't try and waste time. I definitely didn't have the entire Cardiff Stadium booing and screaming, Quacky, you're a BMP loving prick. It definitely didn't really hurt my feelings and make me cry all night. Okay. But 1 minute over extra time already. Obviously the ref's going to give him a little bit of extra time because refs don't seem to like Quacky. They seem to have a big old problem with Quacky. But the saying too little too late. I don't know what that cross was. It was pretty terrible. It's apt. It's beautiful.
Quackers, is he okay? Please tell us he is okay.
You know, to be honest, we just got a massive win. We've had a few massive wins. We've won more than we've lost. Stoke, before I came, they were just straight trash. Trash. All of them. Tyrese Campbell, trash. Sam Vokes, trash. Joe Allen, trash. And now suddenly we're going on a winning streak. Now suddenly we're the best team in the league. Now somehow the team's got to be a million times more handsome. Mostly because of me. And players want to moan? Players want to complain? They can come do it to my face. Because we don't accept pussy clock bitches in this club. So if they're going to have issues, they can come say them to my face, thank you very much. Goodbye. Prick. Before we get into it, Callum Patterson finally, the striker, can finally go back to where he belongs at right back. And we make another signing. This team, they're very good. They're very tall. But with that comes a lack of pace at times. Etobo plus 2 million for Rabbi Matondo. The boy is back in Stoke. And I couldn't be happier. But I know, a lot of you are going to be thinking, why would you do this? I know he's fast, but he's so short. Well, Quacky's a genius. Quacky's board gave me a goal. Quacky just achieved it. And believe me, that's my second one so far. This management game, it's too easy. It's too easy out here, this management game. I just get it. I just do. Up next though. This is a big one. We already played West Brom. We already played one of the relegated teams. Well, now we're playing the other red and white striped frauds from Sheffield. Sheffield United. We're on a run. We're feeling confident. We're at the Britannia Stadium and we're going to show the Sheffield United boys that Brexit can only mean one thing, and that is Brexit. I'm not having this. No, I'm sorry. I'm not having it. I don't give a shit what difficulty level it is. There is not a single player in the history of Sheffield United who could play that pass. I don't care. There isn't one. There isn't a single player in the history of Sheffield who could play the fence splitting through ball with that amount of vision. This is straight quackery and I ain't having it. I'm going to fight back. Tyrese Campbell, the beast, the fancy Dan. So beautiful. What a pass. What a pass from Tyrese the fancy Dan Campbell. None of you saw that angle. None of you saw that pass. Tyrese did. Rebounding off the keeper. Straight onto Suter's head. I told you, we score goals with our heads. I asked predictions on headers. The highest was 16 from Abdi. I'm disappointed. If I score less than 50 headers this season, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. I want at least 100 headers from these boys or I'm going to be pissed. 16, 30, no, lads. 3 million maybe. Sheffield United, come forward. No, oh, suck your mums.
You clinking, clanking, clattering collection of collisionous
This is
junk!
why everyone hates FIFA. This is Sheffield United. They scored like twice last season. They scored less than me in real life last season. And believe me when I say I look like the Pope. I do. My house is basically a religious sanctum. And yet I still probably scored more than Sheffield United in real life last season. I ain't having that a Sheffield United player is playing some 360 no-scope YY fakey through ball through my defence. I ain't having it. Rabbi Matondo though. Hoofs up for them. You're thinking, why would you give the ball up early? We play for pressure. Rabbi wins it back. He finds Big Harry Sewer, who finds the fancy Dan, who finds Rabbi Matondo, and you can see why Rabbi is a holy term for a priest. Because that man has just taken Sheffield United to sermon. Dunno out here. You know I'm angry when my South London comes out. Pussy holes. I'm actually annoyed. I genuinely, this match genuinely wound me up. I'm not having it a Sheffield United player has got that sort of vision. I'm just not. They wouldn't have gotten relegated and literally bummed by every single other team in the league if a Sheffield United player had that sort of... Oh, actually kill me. Adam Davis, my goalkeeper if you didn't know, is the biggest waste man I've ever met in my life. I'm sorry, he hasn't made a save yet. Sheffield United have had accurate. Sheffield United have had 3 shots so far, man. 3. He didn't even try. He tried about as much as I do when it comes to my sound editing, and believe me, I gave up on that years ago. Tyrese, though, the fancy Dan, the hero of Stoke, comes forward. This man has never stopped fighting for this badge. We may have got off to a rough start, and with crosses like that, you see why, you shite prick. Actually kill me? No, I've actually got to do something. No, get off. I don't have a keeper on the bench. It don't matter. Sam Vokes can just go and go. He can do everything else. I play a striker up front and a striker at right back. I play a centre back up front and a striker at right back. I really couldn't care at this point. Sam Vokes has now made more saves than that shit prick Adam Davis. Sam Vokes' 1 save now means he has more than my actual goalkeeper. Sam Vokes is a striker. Sam Vokes is one of the most immobile players in Premier League history, and he's now made more saves than Adam Davis. FIFA, your game is terrible. EA, I don't know if you Canadians have never played actual football before, but please, oh, go and suck your mum. And that brings an end to possibly the most frustrating match of FIFA I have ever played. Sheffield United with 6 shots. Literally just the 6. Scored 5 times. 5 from 6. Believe me, if I could find the hole so much like they do, my wife wouldn't have left me. Up next, Barnsley obviously managed at this point to buy Valerian Ismail, the absolute wasteland who got torn to shreds by the mighty Arsenal last night. Can I even say his last name? Double D, not up front for Barnsley. Not quite sure why, because he's a very, very good player, but you know, I guess there's a reason they are the worst defensive team in the league. And considering I conceded 5 goals last game, they must be pretty bad. But pressure's on. We have to regain. Deep breaths, breathing exercises, counting to 10, stress balls, 360 no-scoping wives. We come again. Sam Kalukas driving forward, finds Tyrese the fancy Dan Campbell. How did I hurt you? Anyway, Barnsley hoof it forward. You don't really want to put the ball in the air against us because we will find a way to win it back. Suter is somehow the greatest passer in history, and the fancy Dan doing fancy Dan things. Lobbing it onto the crossbar so he can head it in. He's just after my heart, this lad. He just really is. That boss, I saw my miss, it was terrible. I know my performance last night, it wasn't acceptable. It is a header. And for all of you who predicted I'd only score within 10 to 20, I'd just like to point out that's like my 7th header in about the 8th game of the season. Do with that information what you will. But we have to keep going. We hoof it up beautifully. We find Tyrese, the one-touch passing, comes out. Big Tyrese, the piece, the prick, Campbell. Not able to get it done. 1-0 at the half-time break. Maybe we are regaining. Maybe we are finding our way back after the Sheffield United game. But it's not over yet. We have to keep going. Big Tommy Edwards. Actually on his way out of the club now. Sold for £3 whole million. I know. Going to keep most of that myself. Barnsley. The last-ditch trending is coming out. But they gave us a corner. And you can see why. I don't know what more I have to do. The ball's whipped in, they're beautiful. The men on the end of them, they're ugly tossers. You think it makes sense for them to score more. But I guess Orcs aren't that good in the air. But the press is on. Barnsley are struggling and Harry Suter has got a banana toe. I know many of you are going to be saying it. You're going to be saying, why are you playing a centre back up front if you don't want this to happen? Suck your mums. Don't try and make sense of what I do. I ain't even going to celebrate this. Because as far as I'm concerned, Adam Davis still did his best to concede that. So he can still suck out. Barnsley finally have a bit about him. Doesn't matter though. Big Tommy Edwards. Showing why I sold him. Because to be honest, he's too good a footballer for Stoke. But John Obi Mikel into Big Sooty. The man scraps. He finds Tashan Oakley Booth on debut, fighting it out, finds Suter, finds Zivkovic, and the man does not miss. The man you can always rely on in the big moments. Andrea, slap your bitch, Zivkovic. The boys are going wild. We needed this. We really did. After the Sheffield United game, after the struggles, we needed a result. Barnsley, your barn door has thoroughly been caved in by the boys. We are going up. I probably shouldn't say that with so much confidence after we just got battered 5-2. But at this point, to be honest, I've given up on life. I've given up on hope of everything. Winning the championship is literally what I've told on to. So I'm gonna hope and dream. Boys and girls though, that brings the end to the episode. I know I promised drama, so stick around, don't worry, there's gonna be some drama. That leads into next episode's drama. Yeah, it's drama central, believe me. I am going to be getting a BAFTA, that's what the bastard's called, for this. This is the greatest bit of storytelling ever, so stick around. But for now, I am Quacky Robinson, son, cousin, lover of Tommy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'll be back. I'm not going to say soon. I'll be back someday. But for yeah, you know, when you got a penis as big. Wait, what the fuck?
FBI, open up!
Hey! Next time on Quackers TV, Quacky goes to court. Dun dun dun.